Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times, and this is the full gaming review of the Moto One Fusion Plus that's coming with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G chipset with the Adreno 618 GPU, and this has quite an interesting set of specifications with the 5000 mAh battery added with the 18-watt fast charging as well. So it doesn't have a notch, which clearly shows that the display is quite wide, and it does look good even though there's not an AMOLED display. So we'll be doing the PUBG Mobile gameplay, and before we start, the battery percentage is at 100% because we charged it fully so that you can at least get a quick understanding of how much battery is being drained for a certain amount of gameplay. And the temperature as well of the device right now is about 31.6, while the ambient room temperature is about 31.5. So it's almost the same temperature, and no difference there. So we'll be checking out if the phone is heating as well. But most importantly, we are going to do it with GFX Tool because many of you keep requesting for the same. So we thought let's do it directly with GFX Tool, because with the regular chipset, what you get is Smooth Plus Ultra. But with GFX Tool, you get Smooth Plus Extreme. And the only issue with GFX Tool these days is that the account is said to be getting temporarily banned for a day. So I thought let's not risk it on a regular ID. We'll be doing it on a separate ID, and I'll show you the gameplay there, so that you get a quick judgment of how good the 60 FPS gameplay on this smartphone is, and if it's able to handle things at 60 FPS. So this is what you get, Smooth Plus Extreme, which is possible now because of the GFX tool that is running here, and that is going to help there for the 60 FPS gameplay. And this is Moto Game Time, where it could help turn off all the notifications and such things. So it stays on the side. You can remove that if you feel like it's going to waste some space there. You can actually remove it as well. So we'll be doing a quick gameplay and let you know about how good the graphic handling is. And mind you, this is not the official ID that we are playing it on, or the regular ID, because the problem is that we have seen a lot of users complaining these days about their IDs getting banned. Still, this is not the worst of the rankings. Platinum 3 at least would give you some understanding, and the same ID we had earlier used last season for some practice, and you can see it had crown 1, and the stats were actually 18.58 of KD, because it was a new ID completely from bronze 5, and the rank push was done very easily. So now let's try to do the gameplay here and show you how good the performance of it is. Interestingly, there's no screen recorder option given at all. I hope there's something that changes it later and we get to see the screen recorder here. But there is no screen recording option even under the settings. Anywhere we tried to find it, but it wasn't there. So right now we are only doing this camera recording. Otherwise, we have started doing the screen recordings and posting them on our Hindi channel, that's Gaming Josh, where you can find more about the gameplays. You can find the recorded gameplays from several smartphones. Not this one obviously, because this doesn't have the option, and that was in a way weird. But I guess that's just the software thing, so they might enable it later. For now, we don't see the option in the device. So you can see it does feel quite smooth so far. There's no issue with the gameplay anyway. And this is after the GFX tool, that is 60 FPS. So even on 60 fps there is no issue so far. It has been performing quite decently well. And we'd like to even apologize if there's any disturbance in the sound or if there's any issue with the sound, because we aren't in our regular setup, and anyway there will be some disturbances which you can expect here. So we'll drive around as well to see if there's any lags, if there's any issues. And this is just a quick demo of everything. If I could find a scope, I would even show you the gyroscope with the scope on. Even though the gyroscope performance was not bad when we did it on the Gaming Josh channel, the Hindi video, that is where we showed you the gyroscope, and it did work well, quite well. Also, if you are hoping for the FPS test or the FPS data of this one, you should check out Gaming Josh, because that is where we are going to start doing the FPS tests very soon. So far there were no tools that were working, but we are now partnering with GameBench for getting that tool access. So it doesn't still seem laggy at all. It has been doing quite well with the Smooth Plus Extreme on GFX Tool. Here it did seem that it was lagging a bit, not much, but still there was some minor frame drops that were happening. This was the first instance when we found that it was happening, and you can expect some small frame drops because you're not playing it on the official graphics that are possible. It's on GFX Tool separately done, so obviously that is going to be something that to expect. So now we could see some gyroscope performance here. Let me turn that on, and anyway we won't play the full game. I guess we'll quickly end it once we are done with these things. Let me have the vertical road grip, yes. And now we'll keep this 6x for the Scarl. This is just to give you a quick demo again. So if we are keeping it on 6:3, so 6:3 scope, and now if I turn on the gyroscope with the scope on and have the sensitivity of this one at 218%, which is not bad. Now if I go here and if I have to aim here, if you can see, it was trying to hold it pretty well. So this is the gyroscope. If you see the shakes and if you see the response, it's quite quick in the response here. Now to give you a demo again. So that is how the response is, and if we have the scope on for this as well, So this is when the gyroscope is turned on with only the scope. If you have it always on, that's when your movements as well are responded to. So this is how the response is. It's quite fast and quick here, and this is on no scope. So let's also again go and check the sensitivity here. Gyroscope third person no scope. If we have it at max at 300, this is how the response would be. So it's going to be really shaky, and I mean shaky in the sense, if it's shaky, which means it's trying to respond well to what you're doing. So if you are shaking a lot, it would respond the same way. And now going into the red dot, even that is at 300, so let's keep it at 227. Now this is the red dot here. So that is the gyroscope response on this one. It's pretty good. I would say it's not bad at all for what it offers for gyroscope. And so far you can see that there has been minimal lags. Sometimes it would do those frame drops because of the extreme graphics when it's trying to do something that is not supposed to, and we are trying to push it further. So obviously, see, you can notice that here as well. When we drove back, it was some lag or frames being, dropped. Now towards the end, we feel this is getting a bit laggy. And if you see our gaming Josh video, there won't be these lags because it was being played on Smooth Plus Ultra, which is the default setting possible with the Snapdragon 730G, and we did not use GFX Tool there, so obviously those lags weren't there. Anyway, we'll almost end the video here. So let me show you the temperatures quickly before we end the video. The phone has gone up to 41.9 degrees towards the front. That is this area, and that's the temperature that we see here. And this is not even a full gameplay that was done. On the back, you can see it going up to 43.2, and that is towards this camera area. So it actually is reaching around 44 degrees, which is, quite some heating happening. Even though this is not a very aggressive gameplay or a very rush kind of gameplay with heavy squads. Remember, we are playing this on a new ID or a different ID because anyway we didn't want to use the original ID because of the GFX tool. But then if you're getting only heated up on this kind of thing, it sure is going to heat up more when you play it on the high level IDs. Only difference would be that on the regular usage, that's Smooth Plus Ultra graphics, it won't be heating up this much, but this is because of the Smooth Plus Extreme option we are seeing this kind of heating in this case. And now this video or the gameplay has been let me now kill, and we can at least get to know the time here. Just had to end this because I want to see the exact amount of time that we played the game for. This was for about 18.8 minutes, and so not even 20 minutes. That's okay, 20 minutes. If you take it as in 20 minutes of average because of the lobby and matching and everything, the battery has gone down to 95%, and that is something pretty good because 95% battery is not bad. 5% drain, and for an entire game it would be about 8% drain, which is on Smooth Plus Extreme, not on Smooth Plus Ultra. This is Extreme. On Ultra the battery drain would have been a bit lesser, so Smooth Plus Extreme is what we played it on, and it would be if you even take 10% as an average, it would be 300 minutes of gaming possible, but heating would be one of the concerns with the Moto One Fusion Plus when you play it with GFX Tool. Without the GFX Tool, I don't think it would have a lot of issues. So that's it in this video. This was the gaming review of the Moto One Fusion Plus. We'll be doing the comparisons of this one with the Poco X2 and the other smartphones in this price range. For the gaming particularly, you'll have to go to the Gaming Josh channel for the speed tests and other comparisons. Subscribe to Gizmo Times and you'll be seeing those videos very soon. So I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.